Hey y'all, I'm Allison Asarch from Nashville, Tennessee.
Hey, I'm Sean Fraser from the Ritzy Kids.
Hunters, this is Johnny from Rail Motor.
Hey, it's Shane from Blind Season.
Hey, it's Rob Stanier, and you can check out my music on all the streaming platforms.
Check out my latest music on all the streaming sites.
Check out my debut album on all streaming platforms.
Check out our new debut album.
Check us out on Spotify and Apple Music. And you're listening to our friends, Braggy and Curly.
My favorite bands from Australia.
My two favourite podcasters,
Braggy and Curly.
Braggy and Curly.
On the
Unfiltered and Undiscovered podcast.
Hey there everyone, it's Curly here and welcome to episode 83 of the Unfiltered and Undiscovered podcast. Usually we're talking new music with old hosts, but I'm flying solo tonight as my co-host Dave Bragg, or Braggy as we know him, is celebrating another year around the sun. So yes, it's his birthday today, and his daughter and wife have taken him out for a couple of drinks. So no doubt the cricket will be on somewhere there, Braggy. So happy birthday from everyone here at the Unfiltered and Undiscovered podcast, which ultimately is just me and the community to which we serve. So happy birthday, Braggy. I hope you're having a fantastic night. Now, we were due to have the band from Maryborough called Ruination on the show tonight, but unfortunately one of their band members has had a real tragedy within the family. So we have now pushed back that interview with the band until the new year. And of course, all our best wishes and thoughts go to the band who are going through this tough time at the moment. Now, but let me just talk a little bit about Ruination, because we have talked about them quite a bit in the podcast. We've been wanting to get them on the show now for over a year. So they're from Maryborough. They are described by in Heavy magazine as a three-piece alt-hard rock outfit. And over the last year or so, we've gotten to enjoy their music. We've gotten to understand and appreciate the music that's coming out of this alt-hard rock outfit out of Maryborough, of all places, here in Queensland. Now, the band is Luke Karolak on guitar, Brady Weber on the bass, and Josh Brooks on drums. And seriously, every song that they've got songs out there on Spotify, and of course we'll have those links in the show notes for you. So please check them out, because every little song has a different sort of an influence, a different sort of a style. It's a really interesting band to tune into. So take the time to get out there and have a listen to the boys from Ruination, and hopefully this will give you a little bit of a taste. This is one of their songs that you can find on Spotify. It's a song called Fading Grey. So here they are, Ruination from Maryborough here in Queensland with Fading Grey.
Is it every time I seem to think colors fade into gray and I'm left distressed? I put this heart in a noose for all to behold. The ending dream, the echo aside, a parting wish I deserve, a self-induced lie, tiny ray of simple delight. How many times I've passed on by? So we are lost, and explain, but never ask why. All these yesterdays with nothing to show. Twice as much, I'll admit, but not quite as far. This alone is a gift.
Oh, hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea of what Ruination are all about. So that was their song Fading Grey. So we're looking forward to speaking to Luke and the boys when they come on in the new year, and of course our best wishes and thoughts are with them as they go through these challenging times. Another piece of music I just want to talk about is a song that Mick, Medew and Ursula is a series of songs, I guess is the way that you could describe it, from Mick and Ursula, and it's very interesting. As you know, Mick was the former singer from the singer from Screaming Tribesmen, which is one of those great Australian independent guitar rock bands, and he's now got, he's gone through a real series of I suppose bands. We're looking at Mick, Medew and the Rumours, we're looking at Mick, Medew and the Mesmerisers, and he's now playing some music and released music with their debut album Love Is Calling with Mick, Medew and Ursula. And it's intriguing because over the last week they've released the Boxcar remix series of their Love Is Calling song. Now, for those that aren't aware, let's talk a little bit about Boxcar. So Boxcar, and the reason why it's called Boxcar Remix is because Boxcar is an Australian electronic dance band. Now, I'm reading from Wikipedia here. So they formed in Brisbane in 86, and they now are set up in Sydney, and they continue to collaborate with bands and putting out their very distinct music style. They're an electric pop band formed in 86. They've been ARIA nominated. They are an incredibly innovative band. They were way before their time in many, many ways. They weren't one of the bands, as you know, I'm a independent tragic from Brisbane in the mid-80s, and they weren't necessarily a band that I went to see, but I knew of the influence, and everyone spoke about Boxcar. Now, I'm going to play a little clip here that we've sort of put together in and around who Boxcar are and what their music is. And in this clip, you'll see a snippet from a live session that they did in 1991 at a hotel in Sydney. And then it's going to shift into one of their latest releases. So you can see the transformation that the band has had, but you can still see fundamentally the same style. So first up, before we go and have a chat about the Mick Medew release with Boxcar, let's dive into Boxcar. So this is a snippet of who Boxcar is and what they actually do.
'Cause if you stop for gas, I won't be here when you get back. Count me as your enemy. Baby, that's the way it's gonna be. Who do you think you are? The house is empty. Everything's now closed up. I could wait on your doorstep, but that won't be enough. 'Cause the kiss of death we both have met. So when we stop for gas, how will I know when you'll be back? Count me as your enemy. Baby, that's the way it's gonna be.
Okay, so hopefully that gives you a bit of an idea of Boxcar. And I'm going to once again just read from the I-94 bar public relations mix from the barman in and around this project that Mick and Ursula have done called the Boxcar Remix Project. And then I'm going to be playing, I think it's called the Brunswick Street Dub Mix. So you'll get an understanding of the reason why. So, and once again, I'm just going to read this from the public relations mix. It's a match made in the subtropics. Dave Smith, founder of ARIA-nominated Brisbane synth act Boxcar, has teamed with Queensland Rock and Roll Hall of Famer Mick Medew and partner Ursula to launch a series of steamy dancefloor mixes or remixes of the title track from Mick and Ursula's Love Is Calling album. Now, Dave and Ursula go way back to Brisbane in the 80s, in fact, when Dave helped make a video for Ursula's then band Ironing Music. So if you want to, once again, I'll try and find some clips of Ironing Music so we can put them in the show notes so you can see the pedigree that Ursula has. Mick, of course, is the former leader of legendary Screaming Tribesmen, whose Igloo single is an all-time Aussie underground classic, and more recently vocalist and guitarist for Mick Medew and the Mesmerizers. Love Is Calling was 4ZZ's album of the week on its release in early 2022, and it's available on I-94 Bar Records. The Remix Project has realised 4 Boxcar remixes whose titles are inspired by Dave Smith's love of Roma and Brunswick Streets in Brisbane's Fortitude Valley Entertainment Precinct. So the Love Is Calling Boxcar Remix is available as a debut. It's available as EP and it's available on streaming sites. So get out there and check it out. And this is a snippet of Love Is Calling, the Boxcar Remix mix. I think this is the Brunswick Street dub mix. Get into it. It's a classic. To hear Mick's plaintive vocals like soaring over the top of this digital mix underneath, and then of course you've got Ursula's what I would now call as the floating Casio. It's an amazing little remix, so check it out. This is the Boxcar remix of Mick and Ursula's Love Is Calling. hope you enjoyed that. It's I love it when people experiment, and when we've got some of the absolute legends of Australian rock, and especially independent rock, really starting to branch out and really trying to, new horizons. I think it's just so exciting. So well done to Mick and Ursula, and of course Boxcar for that amazing remix. Now there's 4 on the EP. They're all remixes of Love Is Calling, and they are all different. So get out there and tune into it. It certainly is an enjoyable little remix. So if you like dancing, if you like screaming tribes, and there's something there for you. If you like dance music, there's something there for you. So make sure you listen to it. Now, the last song I just want to share, one of the new bits of music that's out and I'm listening to at the moment, is a young guy called Blake Cateris, and we're hopeful to get Blake on the show again in early December. Now, we had Blake on early this year on episode 56 when we spoke about his single, his cover version of the Duran Duran song Careless Memories, and we spoke about his band Molly and the Krells, and we spoke about the hard work that he puts into. He's one of the hardest working musos out there, and really incredibly deserving of success. But he's put out a new song, and it's been out for a while, and it's called Days, Weeks, Months and Year. And when I say a while, it's been a couple of weeks since the release, 4-5 weeks, I think, maybe. And it's a classic. It is a really good little pop song, and well written. Blake's songwriting just continues to improve. His musicianship, he's really on the ball with this one, and he's certainly been getting some publicity and some critical acclaim about this song. So it truly is a great song. We'll play it again when we get Blake on the show again, so please. But now this is a precursor. This is Blake Cateris with Days, Weeks, Months and Years.
Hey, I'm Blake Cateris, and I'm a singer-songwriter from Sydney, Australia. Check out my latest single, Days, Weeks, Months and Years, on streaming platforms worldwide. You're listening to my good friends Braggy and Curly on the Unfiltered and Undiscovered podcast. I'm sick of working myself to the bone, spending my weekends all alone, keeping myself occupied for fear of missing out on life. I'm gonna break free from this irony. I promise you're gonna see more of me. Can we talk about all of our hopes and dreams over strong coffee or a neat whiskey? Cause the best nights are ones that no one plans, and the best friends are ones that understand that I've been losing track of days, weeks, months and years, fixated on my precious blood, sweat and tears. I've been asking tough questions of myself lately, trying to talk less and listen more precisely. So bring on another Friday night in someone's backyard or under city lights. We'll talk about how we should get her back, make new best friends and business plans. No Everest, it's just a grain of sand. We're gonna feel fucking good until we're fucking sad. And the next day, through my splitting headache, I'm gonna smile to myself and say it's all okay. Cause the best nights are ones that no one plans, and the best friends are ones that understand that I've been losing track of days, weeks, months and years, fixated on my precious blood, sweat and tears. I've been asking tough questions of myself lately, trying to talk less and listen more precisely. Losing track of days, weeks, months and years, following the footsteps that weren't quite clear. I've been asking tough questions of myself lately, trying to talk less and listen more precisely. I've been landlocked in my comfort zone, instead of setting sail into the unknown. I don't wanna watch the descending sun while singing somebody else's song. Do you feel landlocked in your comfort zone?
Okay, so that was Blake. Coming up in a couple of weeks, we hope is, this time of year we just get all jammed for time, don't we? And, we're not overly confident that our schedule's going to go completely to plan, like tonight, for example. And we do know that this time of the year there's so many conflicting priorities, but a lot of people want to come on the show. They want to talk about what it is that they're doing. And it's all about just finding time slots that, we can all sort of fit into. So we're hopeful that Blake will be on the show early December and really, really looking forward to it. Once again, happy birthday, Braggy, flying solo tonight. Next week, we do hope to have our next in the series of Chapter 2 of the 5 Songs of Meaning. Once again, I'm not going to promise anything. It's just we've got a very floating schedule at the moment, as we can say. So I hope you've enjoyed Curly flying solo. I hope you've enjoyed listening to some of the new music that I'm listening to at the moment. I had a great Sunday session listening to some pretty cool blues guitars, a blues guitarist the other weekend, and once again that's hopefully part of an episode in the future. So if you've enjoyed what we're doing here at the Unfiltered and Undiscovered podcast, please like and subscribe. We're on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok and Instagram. We've also got a website, Unfiltered and Undiscovered.com. Every song we feature or talk about on the podcast goes into our playlist on Spotify. Simply do a search for Unfiltered and Undiscovered. Like the playlist, follow the playlist, but also if you follow the artists and like the songs that are on that playlist, it certainly helps the artist, and that's ultimately what we're all about. In the words of the great songwriter Billy Bragg, if no one seems to understand, start your own revolution. Let's cut out the middleman. It's Curly here from the Unfiltered and Undiscovered podcast. Looking forward to getting Braggy back next week. I hope you've enjoyed tonight. I will see you all again incredibly soon. Bye for now.
Hey y'all, I'm Allison Asarch from Nashville, Tennessee.
Hey, I'm Sean Fraser from the Ritzy Kids.
Punters, this is Johnny from Railmotor.
Hey, it's Shane from Blind Season.
Hey, it's Rob Stanley here, and you can check out my music on all the streaming platforms.
Check out my latest music on all the streaming sites.
Check out my debut album on all streaming platforms.
Check out our new debut album.
Check us out on Spotify and Apple Music, and you're listening to our friends Braggy and Curly.
My favorite bands from Australia.
My two favourite podcasters,
Braggy and Curly.
Braggy and Curly
On the
Unfiltered and Undiscovered podcast.